Today I like to present my teaching, The Merchant of Venice. Act 1, Scene 1, Extract 3. When you see your workbook, you will see the Extract 3 that I am going to give the explanation to you. Today we can come to know that previous extract, what Salanio says that he tells Antonio that, believe me, sir, if I would have been in place of you, that I could see the map and I could pluck the grass and throw away in order to see which direction that wind is blowing, and he could see the channels, harbors and roads and which direction that is located, and the sea is now at present in which side, that he wanted to know. Now this extract 3 I would like to present here. This is Salarino is another person. He wants to explain that he takes his soup, tea, he wanted to sip, but it is so hot and he wanted to make it cold, and he is telling that when he blows the breath into the soup, he remembers the tragic and the terrible storm at sea, the dangerous storm that at sea, and he remembers that what that storm could do, and it might do on the sea, that the sight of the sand also he can see. When he sees the sandy hourglass, he remembers that the sand dunes, the shallow water, all three things he remembers. The sand banks, he remembers that this storm could hit and make it damage, and the ship could fall into inside out, and it can break its planks. So that he looks that, he thinks about the stormy wind that blows at sea. The secondly, when he goes to church, he remembers, he sees the stones that is the building is built up, and he remembers the perilous rock that is at sea, and he imagines that that ship could go and give wreckage and become into pieces, and the rich cargo that is carrying the spices that could just float in the webs, terrible webs, and it looks like a cloth is covered it with the sea. So that two things he remembers here, and this he imagines it could hit against the sides of the ship and scatters that cargoes of spices on the water, and plots rich silks would clothe the roaring waves that he remembers. In short, it makes him think that at one moment he had so much, but the next moment he had nothing, that he thinks about. So if he can imagine all this could happen, he can also imagine the grief which could occur of such a disaster would cause him. So that's why it's obviously Antonio should get sad, that he is imagining, he is thinking of all these things. So this is the third extract explanation. I hope you understood the three things he remembers here. First one is remembering that stormy winds at sea. Second one, he remembers the sandy hourglass. When he sees, he remembers the sand dunes at sea and shallow water. And the third one, he remembers the dangerous and perilous rock at sea. These 3 points you have to remember, and this remembrance that takes place in the imagination of the person name is called Salanio. So thank you very much. This extract you read once again and try to understand. See the video, it will help for you. Thank you very much.